live round. In the blick, get you hit. Bitch, we gon' get you first. Don't get caught up in the mix. Better watch out for that blitz. Can't deny that I'm lit. You can't deny that I'm lit.
Can't deny that I'm lit. Gotta ride with your blick. Fuck watching for the option. Be the cops to get you hit. I just right up off the porch. Mama said stay up out the mix. Niggas up when I was broke. They left me down on my dick.
All right, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Jameer with the Journalism, presented to you by As the Culture Turns. All right, before we get into everything, I want to highly encourage y'all to subscribe to that YouTube channel and also make sure that you hit that notification bell to stay tuned for more content just like this. All right, y'all, so on today's docket, or the topic for today, will be these two, who is known as Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. So Jake Paul and Mike Tyson went all 8 rounds on Friday night in their boxing spectacle at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. But the result was a little different from what most expected. For those of you who don't know, Mike Tyson slapped Jake Paul during their final weigh-in, which is the picture that you see right there on the screen. Now, before I get into everything, I definitely want to say this. Why in this picture, why is Mike Tyson wearing almost what can be like a thong and Jake Paul is wearing sweatpants? Like, for me, that just feel like it's a lot of conspiracies out there about the emasculation of black men, but I ain't got to dig too deep into that. That's just a curious thought that I have right there. All right, so prior to the fight, Mike Tyson had this to say about what his expectations was going to be of himself during the fight with Jake Paul. This is what he has said.
What's your prediction?
Vicious win.
Vicious win. Thank you, Dad.
Love you.
Love you too.
All right, so that clip right there went viral for multiple reasons. It went viral because, as y'all saw, as he walked away, you was able to see his ass, and a lot of people was wondering, why is his ass cheeks out on national TV? Like, why that outfit in particular? I don't know, but a lot of that went viral, and a lot of people had to say things about that alone. So the first thing that someone had to say about that was, that's a lot of ass. So So for anybody who don't know the translation, she's basically saying that's a lot of ass. That's D. She worked with the neighborhood talk. And the reason why she put it like that is because Mike Tyson talked with a lift. So a lot of his S's sound like the and all that. So that's what that was. The next comment, it says, bow, 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 bow. That's that booty meat. That's what I am Cat Harris said. And that's the play on that Sexy Red song. And the last comment, it says, laughing my ass off. Now, why would they pan the camera on his flapjacks? I'm dead. That's what the skeleton thing means. So a lot of people, again, is just like really responding to that. Before he even got to the fight, that went viral on social media. And for me, it reminded me of Rikishi. So for a lot of y'all who don't know who Rikishi was a wrestler who wore something similar to that right there, of what Mike Tyson is wearing, like a sumo wrestler. He wore something like that, and I got a GIF that I want to put on the screen so y'all can see what I'm talking about. So this is Rikishi, The Rock, and Vince McMahon, and it's crazy how he literally just like stuffed his whole face in that man's ass. I wonder how much did they get paid to do that? Like, ain't no amount of money is going to allow me to put up with that, But I say all that to say that moment reminded me of Rikishi. Growing up, seeing that was like a Rikishi moment, However, though, I want to get to the story. So Jake Paul did defeat Mike Tyson via a unanimous decision. Now, Iron Mike came out the gate swinging and looking like he could have mustered up something from the prime of his career and stunned the world against the 27-year-old YouTuber turned boxer. All right, so this right here was a picture of Jake right here after he won the battle. And, again, this fight had got a lot of mixed reviews. So it says that a lot of people who observed the fight. I didn't get to watch the fight in particular, but I saw the clips and stuff. I didn't watch the fight because honestly, Netflix costs too much, and I'm not paying Netflix no $20+ a month. I'm not doing it, you know. And then I heard that they had a lot of problems anyway, you know. But I didn't watch the fight. But it said that instead, Mike Tyson lost energy in round 3. He appeared to be biding his time and waiting for the right moment to catch Jake Paul slipping. It never happened. Instead, Jake Paul nailed Tyson a handful of times, and it was enough to coast through most of the fight. Now, a lot of people who were watching this fight was, you know, a lot of regular people and also celebrities. So a lot of celebrities went on X to voice their frustration about this fight. And the first person I got on the screen is Irvin Magic Johnson, who has said, "Just sad, shaking my head. I cut it off because I couldn't watch anymore. It's sad to see Mike Tyson like this because I went to every Tyson fight. This fight tonight was not great for boxing." All right. And next, I also got Stephen A. Smith, who said, "Love Mike Tyson, always have, always will. But 58 is 58. Plus, the legs just wasn't there. Old is old. Thank God he didn't get knocked out. Now it's time for Jake Paul to get in the ring with a top 10 fighter or, hell, a champion. No more basketball players, strikers from MMA, or old men. It's time for Jake to get into a real fight. He's good enough. Make it happen." I wholeheartedly agree with that. Next, we got Ryan Garcia, who is a boxer himself, who said it was no point of that fight. And the last comment I have is from Daniel Valente. And he said, "Jake Paul can't finish a 58-year-old who has the mobility of a tree. We got to collectively agree to stop paying attention to the Jake Paul circus. What an embarrassment to boxing." All right, so a lot of people was not satisfied with it. And this fight had got a lot of negative responses from just anybody who was watching it. I saw it all on my Facebook feed. I saw it all on my Instagram, all over the blogs. A lot of people were not satisfied with this fight at all, you know? So it say fans at AT&T Stadium didn't appear to be too happy either. The Netflix broadcast, which had its own share of problems during the entire night, clearly picked up boos, and fans were seen headed for the exits before the winner was announced. Hell, even the people who paid their money for the tickets was not satisfied. Also, Jake Paul was the decisive winner, as I previously stated, much to the cheers of the crowd that appeared to be very, I'm sorry, not the cheers, much to the boos of the crowd that appeared to be very pro-Tyson throughout the weekend and through the slapping incident at weigh-ins on Thursday night. The YouTuber turned boxer moved to 11-1 in his young career. Jake Paul expressed interest in winning a world championship, and his pursuit may start now. All right, so again, a lot of people just feel as though, and I'm going to touch on that a little bit because Jake Paul has been fighting people such as like the basketball player. I remember that fight. I don't remember the basketball player name, but I remember that fight, and it was a black basketball player, and he lost. You know, he fought him. He fought. If I'm not mistaken, did he fight Floyd Mayweather? I didn't verify or fact check that. But if I'm not mistaken, I feel like he fought Floyd Mayweather. But then again, now he's fighting Mike Tyson. And he's not fighting Mike Tyson from back in the day. He's fighting a 58-year-old man, Mike Tyson. You know, so it seems very gimmicky, you know, a lot of these Jake Paul fights. And it seems like it's not taken as seriously as boxing was back then when we had the prime of a Muhammad Ali, of a George Foreman, of a Mike Tyson, and, you know, different fighters, you know, Butterball, different boxers around that time. It was taken more seriously. A lot of people really felt like they wasted their money during this fight, you know? So I want to get back to the story because Jake Paul says that he eased up on Mike Tyson during their fight, admitting he could tell the boxing legend was struggling in the ring and there was no need to knock him out. Now, Al Gallo confirmed, this is from TMZ, confirmed what most viewers suspected shortly after he secured the unanimous decision with win at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, revealing he did in fact modify his approach after noticing the 58-year-old Mike Tyson was no longer on the attack. And when asked if he purposely took his foot off the gas in round three, Jake told a reporter that was the case and explained his reason. All right, so I got that video real quick. So I want to play that clip, and then we will discuss.
Round three, Mike seemed to be running out of gas a little bit. You were working the jab really well. At any point, did you start to take your foot off the gas just a little bit because you noticed he was tiring out?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a bit. You know, I wanted to give the fans a show, but I didn't want to hurt someone that didn't need to be hurt.
Did you feel Mike's power at all?
No.
He hit you with one, and you gave him the tongue.
I only because the crowd, like, got turned up, but it didn't actually hurt. But, I mean, no one's punches have, like, really hurt. I got buzzed a little bit against Tommy Fury, but that's about it.
The crowd got a little restless toward the middle of the fights. We started hearing the boo birds. Reaction on social media isn't too great about the fight in general. Your reaction to that at all?
Yeah, man, thank you for everyone tuning in and coming. And, you know, I tried to give the fight the best fight I possibly.
So as he was continuing to say, you know, Jake said that he tried his damnedest to put on an entertaining show, but had little to work with when his sparring partner, his dancing partner, was just surviving in the ring. That is his direct quote. And then he also said, so I couldn't really get him to engage me or slip shots and do something super cool or whatever. But I don't care about what people have to say, Jake added. They're always going to have something to say about that. It is what it is. And there's a little truth to that. You're not going to please everybody. Everybody is not going to be pleased. And I remember prior to the fight, I was at the barbershop getting this, you know, this haircut, this lineup. And a lot of my barbers or my barber was asking, like, did we think this fight was rigged? And, you know, I was like, a part of me think it did, a part of me didn't think it was, but I really do think it was rigged, or not even rigged in the point like of Jake Paul winning, but I just feel like it was like a script, and there was a script that allegedly leaked online. It hasn't been confirmed, so I didn't put it on this episode, but there was a script online that basically said that Mike Tyson will lose the fight, you know? However, I personally just think that a lot of it is like a big spectacle, you know, like, and I think that's what a lot of people is taking Jake Paul as. They're not taking him seriously as a real boxer, even though people see that he's good and he can potentially face against other people, but it just feels like a circus, you know, and apparently he's the clown and Mike Tyson was the co-clown, of course, you know. But yeah, that's what he said. And a lot of feedback and take back from this fight was the fact that Mike Tyson clearly showed his age on Friday, you know. They said that, but he doesn't seem ready to hang up the gloves just yet, as he called out Jake's older brother Logan for a fight. Mike Tyson, you need to put the gloves down for the rest of your career. You don't need to call out his older brother, Logan Paul, if you can't beat Jake Paul. And I don't know who's the better boxer between the two, but you really just need to retire. Like, I think last year he fought another boxer that was around the same age. I forgot the boxer name. But I just feel like now this could potentially not necessarily harm his legacy, but it doesn't add anything to his legacy, you know? And I'll get into a little bit more about like what it was that probably inspired him to take this fight in the first place, because everybody got a price and money talk. And this time I don't blame someone for doing a fight for money, you know? However, there was an unsatisfied boxer online who had a lot of smoke for Jake Paul, who goes by the name of Gervonta Davis. So Gervonta Davis took to social media in his stories and he said this right here: to the bozo that shared the ring with Mike, you a whole bozo for this and you didn't get the job done, shit head. And then he also proceeded to say, one more thing, I'm gonna beat the brakes off Jake when I catch him. Uppercut, jab, left hook, uppercut, hook. Watch. And then he also posted a throwback throwback picture of Mike Tyson. Is this really a throwback? Because this still look like him in today's time. But anyway, he this throwback picture right here, and it said, "You will forever be a legend. whether you like it or not. And it will never be another one. And I understand you so much, is what it says under there. So again, Gervonta Davis was not a big fan of Jake Paul, I think, fighting Mike Tyson, but also he said that he didn't finish the job. So I'm just trying to figure out what it was. And maybe with him being a boxer, he feels as though that he is bringing a spectacle to the sport, you know? Yeah, so Jake Paul had got word of what Gervonta Davis had said, and this is what he said at the press conference.
Gervonta Davis just posted that he would beat the brakes off of you if you guys fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be down. Let's run it. Like, I'll be super, super down. I don't know if
Gervonta needs Jake Paul. Let's be clear, right?
Is there a height limit in boxing?
What about you and Conor McGregor? Are you interested in that?
Yeah, he'll never do that though. He knows. He knows way.
One, he's under contract, and two,
he's not his own boss.
And two, he won't do it.
First thing I want to say is whoever that guy was on the side was doing a lot of dick eating for sure. You know, he said something such as Gervonta Davis needs Jake Paul. Well, did Jake Paul need Mike Tyson? Did Jake Paul need, if he fought Floyd Mayweather, did he need Floyd Mayweather? Like, I don't know who that guy was. Probably was his agent, his manager, someone, you know, but he was doing a lot of this, you know. But yeah, a lot of people just, you know, so that was his response to Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is 5'5", and Jake Paul is 6 foot something, you know. So I wonder if there is a height difference. But just take me back to what Stephen A. Smith said. I do feel as though that Jake Paul now needs to fight someone that's a little bit more seriously. So if he can't fight Gervonta Davis because of the height difference, go find somebody else that's a professional to fight. Therefore, you can start to be taken more seriously as a boxer. You know, that's my thoughts about that for sure. So right here, it did say that because of this fight and because of some regulations that are in Texas, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul will now be suspended for some time following their fight on Friday night, according to a report by The Mirror. However, this suspension is not because of something illegal or any violation of a policy. Instead, it is part of the rules mandated by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. The Mirror emphasized before the fight started that both men will be handed suspensions no matter who wins. Nonetheless, it is technically a rest requirement. All right, so since the fight, you know, was a professional bout rather than an exhibition match, both fighters are required to adhere to the mandatory requirements set by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, who sanctioned the fight. According to the regulations, both Tyson and Jake Paul must undergo a mandatory 3-day rest for every round they fought. Since their fight went the full 8 rounds, the two must now rest for 24 days. And both boxers also need to undergo post-contact examination, which could lead to potential medical suspensions or disqualifications. According to the regulation, medical suspension will be based upon the physician's recommendation. Since no one was knocked out in the fight, though Mike Tyson and Jake Paul aren't facing medical disqualification, Paul beat Mike Tyson via unanimous decision with the judges scoring at 80-72, 79-73, and 79-73 again. Now, while both Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, I'm pretty sure they both are not in a rush to get back in the ring. 24 days, that's like a little, like 3 weeks, a little under a month, you know? So I'm pretty sure a lot of people are not, or not a lot of people, they both are not rushing to get back in the ring, seeing as though that Mike Tyson was set to earn an estimated $20 million from the fight. $20 million for a fight. Whether you win or lose, I would do that too. For $20 million, hell, you can kick my ass for $20 million. I would have gotten that ring. So I understand why Mike Tyson got in the ring. And Jake Paul gets $40 million. Now I want to know, why in the hell is Jake Paul getting $40 million? $40 million, and Mike Tyson is only getting $20 million. Mike Tyson is the clear legend, the clear legend out of those two. And while I understand that Jake Paul may be popular right now and he may be, a current figure right now, I do not think that he deserves to make $20 million more than Mike Tyson on that fight. They should have either got the same or maybe slightly different. But that's a whole 20 million difference right there. So I don't understand how that's broken down. The black man in me is mad because Mike Tyson put in a lot of work and he's getting paid less than someone who was a YouTuber. Shout out to the YouTubers, but then he turned a boxer. I don't get it. However, listen, they agreed to it. Mike Tyson still got paid at the end of the day. So for me, I just feel as though that no matter what, nothing can really mess up Mike Tyson's legacy. His legacy is his legacy. He is a champion. He was a real boxer, one of the ones that had his defeats but also had his wins as well. He was a very controversial person. However, I don't think this takes anything away from Mike Tyson's legacy at all. I don't think he needs to do any more fights. If anything, he needs to coach people, keep doing his podcast, continue to, give the game and knowledge to up-and-coming boxers, do different things like that. But you, sir, you don't no longer need to box anymore. Even though, again, like I said, it won't damage your legacy, we don't need you doing anything that's not going to add to your legacy as well. If anything, do commentator at the boxing matches or different things like that, But those are my thoughts right there on the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. Now, again, for a lot of you all who want to stay up with content from me, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, please hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I drop a new video. And also, you can follow us on Instagram at As The Culture Turns, literally As The Culture Turns, like you see down there scrolling at the bottom of the screen. And you can also like us on Facebook as well. You can follow me personally at Jermir with 3 underscores. All right, let me know what y'all think down there in the comments. And again, this has been Jameer with the journalism, and I do my research.